Hey everybody, Shay here for another unboxing video. I'm going through a bunch of Kickstarters that have come in over the last, I would say, couple months at this point, but a few of them just like came in all at the same time this week, and so I wanted to be able to just start getting rid of these boxes. They're starting to fill up. As you can see, this one right here is also another big one, and it's another board game. I've told myself that I need to stop backing board games on Kickstarter because they end up doing very well. They end up expanding. They end up offering more stuff because of stretch goals, and then I waste a fortune. And then I spend a fortune on getting everything because completionist at heart. I cannot stop once I start. Anyway, so let's take a look. You've already seen on the title below. This one is for Dark Rituals Malleus Maleficarum. I probably mangled that. Anyways, 1 to 4 heroes battle the Witchmaster in this miniatures-based board game set in a magic-infused Middle Ages realm. Now, what started moving me to like back a lot of these board games recently is when I see the 1 to 4 players. So when I see a solo play game, I feel like, I want to start experiencing games that, I mean, it sounds kind of sad, but like alone, just because I can't always depend on people being around, especially like because of this pandemic and stuff like that. I mean, all my whole gaming crew that has stopped for years now, and I used to really enjoy those nights. And so, I've always had this idea of bringing something to the gaming channel that was me playing board games, not just video games, because I'm just getting into the investigation of it, or like finding new ways of maybe interacting with the audience so that there's a bit of the between episodes an interaction of sorts, or maybe bringing a little bit of RP to it, just storytelling, or like, I don't know, I'm inventing ideas here. I have the ideas, but I'm inventing scenarios here that could possibly be, because I don't know, but it's always been something that's intrigued me. Anyways, it did very well. 727,000 pledged, a $50,000 goal. I mean, but when I see these games, like, they're so high quality in production that I don't even understand how they could possibly make it with 50,000. I just don't see how it's possible. I got this one right here, the Attacking Hordes pledge, just my words. Dark Rituals Malleus Maleficarum, core game, the Dark Rituals, the Cursed Fjord, a Kickstarter exclusive expansion. Then I see things like that, like it's a Kickstarter exclusive. Even if I were to go to conventions eventually, once this pandemic drops and whatever, do some more road trips to conventions, I would be able to get stuff, but the Kickstarter exclusive won't be there. You know what I mean? And then all stretch goals, because I mean, why not? Now, I do think this might be, looking at the size of this box and the weight of it, there's way more. I got way more than just the core game, the expansion, and the stretch goals. Yeah, I can't see a shipping cost there, so there was likely a fulfillment service that happened on this one too. So there's that has its own problems on occasion, where I pay way more for than the shipping that derails everything. But to be honest, the cost here, I'm seeing 145 American. That's close. It was probably 200 something with shipping. I remember it being something over 200. In any case, for what I'm seeing in this box, worth it. Worth it. It might hurt when I because these things take months after, or sometimes a year, over a year, right, to arrive. And then by the time that final hit happens, I'm like, Jesus. Because sometimes I've gotten hit at the door, I've had to pay extra shipping after paying shipping. Like some weird thing like that happened with I think the Turtles board game. That one pissed me off, and that it's made me, it's impacted how I see any kind of post-campaign fulfillment service now. I always have that fear that I'm going to be the guy screwed over. I'm going to get screwed over. It's never, yeah. I'm always on the losing end. And not just me, but like anyone on, in my scenario. You're not in the States, for example. Shipping is insane, either around the world or in Canada in particular. I don't know what the hell it is with shipping costs in Canada. Even Canada, internally to Canada, insane costs. Anyways, we have some Kickstarter exclusives here. You can see again the really high quality miniature designs. I'm glutton for punishment for this thing. Like, I want them. They look so good. Anyways, Demon Mount, Gaullus. We have just a bunch of stuff that again is meaningless because I don't know how the game plays. But look at the design of these characters. It just makes the imagination go nuts, Robert Rogland Carlson. So we got some possibly level mechanics. I don't know. I'll look into it. Got this cool guy with the crow helmet skull thing. Stefano Ste Belisai. I remember the updates for this one were a lot of fun to go through too. Like, maybe it's just because like as they succeed, it's just they make you so hyped up. Lone Defender. So Dark Rituals. Stretch gold. What is this? This looks like another box set though. Probably another character. Attacking hordes, or for what the game that it's a part of maybe, or what they're compatible with. Storm of Stores. Yeah, I see. So right here is the bonus right here. So all applicable stretch goals. Okay, we got the Dark Rituals, the Cursed Fjord, and all stretch goals. Sorry, this is the right here. So the attacking hordes is this one that I got right here. So the 2 box sets, I have way more than 2 box sets. We'll see. We'll rip these open, see what's going on. So we have the core box, 75 miniatures, 10 encounters. So very similar to the Zombicide game that I just unboxed and took a look at. It has another card scenario here. Possibly, I've seen it repeated a lot now, where the printing of the smaller cards is being done on these Euro games, if you will, indie games, where I mean, it saves on costs and it scales like crazy because you can print more of them, which means more, you just get more for your buck, you know. So why not? Why not do it? Anyways, we got a bunch of stuff here. So stretch goals. We've got Crystal Stamina. 3 Burning Witches is Kickstarter exclusive. I love having exclusives. 2 Devils. So just some flying dudes. They look like the flying dudes in the Zombicide one I just opened up. Anyways, Zealots. We have Plague Doctor. The Grimoire, Open Book. I'm not going to read all of them. You get it. Look at all these Kickstarter exclusives, though. That's insane. I mean, I have a hard time believing they wouldn't release these after, maybe for more money or something like that, right? I mean, because they're not going to do a limited batch just for... Look at all of the Kickstarter. There's no way. It says Kickstarter expansion. Maybe that's not... That doesn't say exclusive. It's very... No, it says exclusive. The text was very small, you know. But look at those stretch goals still coming. Bang, bang, bang. I mean, unlocked. I mean, they were doing so good, right? Unlocked, more miniatures. They just kept adding miniatures. Now, that's probably what all the boxes are. Maybe there's just a bunch of extra miniatures in separate boxes because they had already produced what the core boxes would look like, so they weren't just going to stick things in there. It makes it a lot easier to package and stuff like that. Then we have the add-ons. That might be what I did. The Spider's Brood, that's almost absolutely what I did. So extra campaign sets or designs or something like that, I don't know. Different scenarios, encounters, don't know. Got all of it. I got all of it. I got every single thing here. Prisoners of Nemesis, the Spider's Brood. So okay, it tells you what's in here. So we got a witch card, a grimoire, a disciple card. Don't know what those means. But again, it doesn't matter. 2 extra characters with a playability. Maybe they're bosses. You know, extra bosses, Kickstarter exclusive bosses. Hell yeah to the yes. We got some more stuff here. Gameplay, and then it talks about gameplay. So let's shut this down, and let's go back to here. I'm gonna start pulling these out. So there we go. So we have one nice white box here for the Kickstarter exclusive stretch goals, all in one pack. So as things unlocked, it was much easier, I'm sure, for them to be able to just lump them all in here. The Cursed Fjord, the Dark Rituals expansion shows the oh god, so much glare. We got the minis in there. We got the Witch's Sabbath here, so another bonus. Some rituals, same scenario. We got some extra miniatures in there. And some cards, of course, some tiles, things associated to this particular set. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. So a little bit thicker. A big beast box here. This is the main game here, Dark Rituals. And of course I am going to open this one up. And oh my god, there's still so many little boxes in there. I do like the texture that these boxes use. There's like a little bit of a texture to it. Very nice. Now, of course, when I had that leak a while ago at Pop, I mean, they mangled just like every other box. Once there's water damage, it's unfortunate. And I should do this after I pop this open because let the air, hold on, there we go. And let's take a look at the production value of these books and stuff like that. We have one of these, like, I guess they stop from moisture and stuff. Ooh, it's got one of those like soft. I know what this is called now because I've been looking at it for printing my own books. And it's got this it's like a soft. It's glossy. Well, it's not really glossy. It's sort of matte. It's a whole different thing, but it's got this soft texture. It almost feels like it has very fine silk fur. I love it. Soft texture, I forget what it's called. Anyways, we have some glossy interior here and really nice design again. I talked about this in past videos. I like the texture on the edge of the page there. And again, it feels very much like an early 2000s RPG games by Paizo Publishing. Again, I talked about this a lot. Some of the best designers out there in terms of page design for their magazines and product line. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Now, very simple structure of the rules. Just getting caught up on the fonts, as I want to do. I used to just buy gaming books just to look at how they were designed from different companies and stuff. I'm like truly I've got a problem. Anyways, really cool book there. I like the quality. And now let's start taking a look at things. This is probably Grimoire. I mean, it's got the bit of there we go, like a devil's face coming out of a leather sort of skin there. Some stuff that I don't know the context for. Ooh, am I wrong or? No, this is just glossy, but my fingers. The thing with that other texture is like you're there's like a weird sensation that happens to your fingertips after. I don't know, maybe it's because like you're not used to it, and so I don't know, your brain like screws with you. Anyways, we have a bunch of cards here with characters with stats. So it's for each of the characters. We got that crow head guy. I love the designs of these, of course, too. We got some longer cards here. I don't know why they'd be longer, but they've got an extra, I don't know, a couple inches there on the end. Maybe they're bosses. They have different designs and different things here. We'll find out. Anyways, there's nothing on the back side. Well, these do. Are they different stats? They should be, right? I mean, why wouldn't they? Nope. I mean, I don't know. Well, no, something's happening. No? No, I'm seeing no difference in the... No, I do. Right here. So there's something, whatever these values mean here, once you flip them over, maybe they go, they're hurt or something. So there's like that kind of mechanic. You do a flip-a-rooney. It's good. It's good. Make use of all the surfaces that you're printing on. Oops. I don't want to pop that right now. Anyways, you got some tiles and some standard tokens and whatnot. We got some some areas, some maps or something like that. And these might be like areas, like, but they don't use hexes or grids or something. They're just like zoned out, and so you're moving between zones, and it's a little bit more versatile in you're doing something in the zone. It doesn't really matter, but I mean, there's older games Marvel Superheroes used to do stuff like that, where you can move in areas, but they weren't necessarily, they didn't care about the actual movement rate based on squares or hexes or circles or whatever. So there you go, and now we're getting into very, very thick stock too for that. Oh, look at the packaging on this. So pretty. They got a cover to their miniature stack, so they're not moving around or dancing or falling all over the place. Here, can I show some of that? Probably not. How can I do this? Maybe on the side camera there. So look at the extra air, like this gap there of protecting. I mean, it's the entire width there, like they hit the surface, right? But it's just cool that they don't, they're not banging around inside here. Because I've got Descent, for example. I've had miniatures break in Descent from joggling around, and that sucks. Because Descent's also a game with really cool figures, and they're really thick plastic, but for some reason I've had some break, which is unfortunate. So there you go. Again, we got some cards here with some actions and some mechanics here of how things work. And once again, we got these little tiny cards here. Again, really nice design economy for this kind of design. I really like it. And then we have some dice. We have some crystal tokens that they talked about. Some other, I don't know, action tokens, don't know what those are. Zip bags to put things in. Oh, I'm seeing, so what the heck, are they the same designers as the they're not though. They're not, come on. Who? They're not the same designers, but these rings also were in Zombicide, where you put them at the base of these miniatures, you know, as a status effect or something. Right? You'd put them at the base of a miniature as a status effect sort of thing. So really cool. I like the idea of it. I don't know who designed that first, but I've now seen it in 2 games. So it's obviously becoming a design standard. And now, of course, I can't seem to fit all of this in the same way as when I got it. There we go. So beyond that, still a fairly simple game. Not a lot of pieces to this. It's all really focused on, look at that sumbitch. That's awesome. Really focused on really cool miniature designs and sculpts. Very limited cards tied to the game mechanics themselves. Some tokens to manage status effects and whatnot. That's it. And tiles, really cool tiles. And really cool tiles, I must say. And so there you go. Got some tokens. I mean, I'm sure those will all make sense once they are played out. And so there you go. let's pull out the rest of the expansions. We have the Night Terrors here. We got the Spider's Brood, and we have Prisoners of Nemos. So I'm assuming each of these comes with something. Well, I can just find out. Contents. Gertia, 6 chained Gertia ID cards, Gertia chained ID card, Grimoire, and 5 witchcraft cards. So another boss. Imprisoned for hundreds of years, Gertia is caught in the conjunction at the very moment of her escape. Will you help her wreak havoc on Earth, or put her back in her chains? You can help. How would you help her? What do you mean, would you help her? Prisoners of Nemos is an expansion for Dark Rituals Malleus Maleficarum that adds a new witch and 6 minions to your coven. You play witches, and you can decide to be bad or good. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read the back of this thing real quick. So we have, this is the main box set here. So as the many planes of existence turn and churn, occasionally worlds come into alignment for brief moments in the multiverse's time scale. These conjunctions allow objects to slip from one world to another, sometimes unnoticed, sometimes causing absolute chaos. Interesting. Dark Rituals is an asymmetric one versus many game for 2 to 5 players. A small band of heroes defends villagers from a coven of witches. 1 player, the Witchmaster. Okay, that's cool. Controls a legion of darkness, and 1 to 4 heroes battle the Witchmaster in this miniatures-based board game set in a magic-infused Middle Ages realm. So neat. So you have 1 Witchmaster that is basically the adversary, and then you have players teaming up to take them out. That's fun. So it feels a little bit like it could be like a Descent or something like that, or just, you know, a D&D game, but the DM can actually win. The GM, the WM can actually win. And then we have this white box here, which is the Kickstarter exclusive box, but that's not all. Got some extra dice that I don't know if that was a stretch goal or I just bought more dice because I felt like it. I don't know. And then we have more stuff here. So we have 3D tokens. Not entirely sure what that means, but let's open it up and find out. We got the Swordsman, so an extra character. We have Village Attacks. Not entirely sure what that means. Black Rose Wars. Getting mighty close to the camera here. And finally, we got the Cauldron. It could just be a miniature, so this packaging is really to protect. Oh, where you put your dice, maybe? This might have just been a fun thing they created to just store pieces. You just want to feel the texture. Oh, that's an interesting texture. I mean, it's plastic, but fuck, it's solid. It's solid. Okay, so we have the Cauldron. I'm not entirely sure what this is for, but I'm sure it'll make sense. Oh, were there crystals in this thing? There were crystals. So maybe you power things up and then you can, I don't know. I'm inventing things. Don't listen to me when I'm inventing things. Oh, jeez. I do it every time. 3D tokens. Oh, that's neat. I mean, I don't know what they'd be used for, but they're, I guess instead of, they were just tokens, they were flat tokens. But because of the Kickstarter doing so well, they made it so that you had, I mean, it just looks like debris, unless I can't tell what these circles are. Stones or debris, or maybe, I don't know, barrels, obviously. And some glyphs for the ground to interact with. Oh, got the Black Rose Wars. Okay, this is where it's an extra witch right there. The cards required to run it. And probably a minion there, a Dagon. Is Dagon? Oh, they're both the two. There's like 2 miniatures in one on one base right here, but it's these 2 dudes. Looks like a witch with a minion. And oh, we got more. We got the 2 cards. So I see. So we got Grimoire, I suppose is what that's called. So their power set possibly, and then how to use them in game. Cool. Village Attacks. Let's see what that is. Another silica piece. Village Attacks. Oh, it says Banshee. We have a Grimoire, which of course don't know what the real. I'm just looking at the art at this point. You know the drill. We got the card and we got the miniature here. Looks like the art. And a Wendigo. And then of course minions, I suppose, attached to this witch. Cool, cool. The Swordsman. This box is a little longer than the other ones. I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah, well, I mean, really, why? They're the exact same size. Oh, not really. Oh, maybe the heroes have longer cards for some reason. I don't know. I'm guessing that's what it is, because that's not a Grimoire. That's something else. It's a different type of power sets. I see. And then we have Gerald. So we have another hero card right there. Again, the miniature is basically that art sculpted. Really cool. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Cool. And that brings us to this Kickstarter exclusive box here. Why won't you come out? There we go. Okay. Okay, well, I'll deal with that later. I'm getting too overwhelmed here. We got a bunch of heroes here. Got a lot of them. These are all the Kickstarter bonuses, remember, because they just kept on giving more and more and more. We got Tetwa, Rhea, Magenta. I love this guy already. Dr. Schnabel. I love him. Fatim and Kenzu. And then we have some monster cards here, which I'm guessing are part of the set here. The witches, I suppose, is what I would call these things. They're either witches or minions, right? So we have a bunch of new models here that look like, yeah, well, I mean, witches and minions. And a bunch of, there's like 2 layers of these things. Oh yeah, there's like the doctor, the raven head thing. Got some demons and beasts. I mean, I just love the visuals, of course. That always makes me really motivated to get these things. We got some webby things, some alien things. We got some Naga witch thing, broodmother, some other crazy bastard, and their witch cards and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, these are all bonuses. These are all bonuses for the stretch goals. That's insane. That's insane. So I will say, for as expensive as these can be on a Kickstarter, especially if you do what I do and you just get everything available, there are things like this that come out of it, the rewards that come out of the stretch goals, and as they get added, as that gets higher and higher and higher and higher, and everyone wins in the end, it really does encourage people to spread the news of these things and then help it get to the next stage, because of course you're going to get more for it. And it's a bigger bang for your buck. And so that, between all these extra bonuses that you can pick up, like on the via backer kit or a pledge it or whatever they're using, it just helps scale that value even more, because there's going to be much less cost on the shipping. Like as an add-on, adding these things on, for example, is not going to add that much more to the overall shipping, you know. And so why not add as much as you? This is hard. I mean, they get you. This guy? They get someone like me, that's for sure. But it's like, if you're going to be paying, you know, pretty high shipping anyways for, you know, a box this size. I mean, to be fair, it was a massive box, you know. So of course it's going to be a massive shipping. It was a very heavy box too. But just maximize that value by just adding as much as you can to it. And it's like you've gone to a convention online, and it's just everything's coming home with you, and just assume that the shipping cost is your gas cost. And psychologically, I just always convince myself to be able to do things like purchases like these, but I had to stop myself, because of course I don't have the time to play them, and I want to play them. I want to do that whole new thing where I try to record. Now this one I can't do a solo play game, so it's not really going to work for that setup. But this whole pandemic, plus just my gaming crew being separated at this point, I don't really have access to players to be able to play a multiplayer game like this, which is really unfortunate, because this feels like a really cool game. So, I mean, maybe when everything settles down, you know, get people back together to enjoy stuff like this, and it feels like a really super simple game. Now, the guidebook, the rules book was a little bit meaty, but that's scenarios and stuff like that too, right? And once you learn like a game like this, the cards have all the information you need to be able to move the game forward. And so I'm really looking forward to one day, at some point, getting around to playing this game. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this exclusive, and of course I hope I don't have another new one of these anytime soon. I hope I take a pause. But I mean, I do like unboxing things and checking out just what people are designing. I'm a big fan of just game board design and stuff like that too. It's always been one of those like side ideas of mine that one day I would like to design something, whether the concept of it from a just idea perspective, but then also the rules engine. I'm a big rules engine fan, like a nerd for like just buying games just to read how the designers are putting the pieces together and how they make it all work out. And but my big love right now is the concept of the solo play game. Being scalable to multiplayer, but having a solo play experience is something that's gonna probably get me again in a future Kickstarter. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'll catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.